Thursday, March 5th, 2026, AGNDD Until I Report topic. A mom days from going home and a dad who made you feel important are among U.S. troops killed in war with Iran. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this partially AI-generated article-based video. A mom days from going home and a dad who made you feel important are among U.S. troops killed in war with Iran. By Haley Britzky, Alisha Ebrahimji, Hanna Taylor Romine. A soldier who made you feel important, a mother just days from returning home, and a son known to be the life of the party were among the first American troops to lose their lives in the line of duty in the war with Iran. Of 6 U.S. service members killed Sunday in an Iranian strike on a makeshift operations center in Kuwait's Shuaibah port, the Pentagon has publicly identified 4. All 4 were assigned to the 103rd Sustainment Command, an Army Reserve sustainment unit out of Iowa, and were serving at what Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth described as a tactical operations center that was fortified, when a projectile made it through air defenses in an attack that came without warning. The attack happened on just the second day of U.S. and Israeli military operations against Iran. You don't go to Kuwait thinking something's going to happen, and for her to be one of the first, it hurts, Joey Amor, husband of one of the slain soldiers, Sergeant First Class Nicole Amor, told the Associated Press. The 4 service members varied in careers, but all dedicated themselves to public service, thousands of miles away from their families, despite the unmistakable risks. Sergeant Declan Cody. For Kira Cody, the loss of her younger brother Declan Cody is hard to accept, she wrote, especially because he had given the family updates about his safety from Kuwait throughout Saturday, just hours before the Sunday attack. When the family tried to check back in with the 20-year-old Declan on Sunday morning, their messages weren't returned, Kira Cody wrote in a statement she shared with C.N.N. Trying to be positive, we all assumed he was just in a situation where he couldn't message back. But we all knew something was wrong, the sister wrote. Just as the family got ready for bed Sunday evening, the doorbell rang. And the rest of that night will forever be one of the worst nights of our lives, Kira wrote. I can't quite comprehend it even now, she wrote, but the only thing I can think is that I wish I had called him one more time and told him I loved him. Declan Cody of Des Moines, Iowa, enlisted in the Army Reserve in 2023 as an Army Information Technology Specialist. Among the youngest in his class, Cody stood out to his instructors. His father, Andrew Cody, told the AP. He was very good at what he did, he said. Finding the right words to describe Declan feels impossible, Kira Cody wrote. He loved video games and anime and was a gym enthusiast, a fencer, and an Eagle Scout, she said. He was a man of few words more often than not, but if you ever had the chance to talk to him about something he was passionate about, you were lucky, she wrote. While deployed in Kuwait, the soldier was continuing his studies in information systems, cybersecurity, and computer science online at Drake University, school officials told C.N.N, and had set his sights on becoming a commissioned officer, according to the AP. Drake officials described him as well-loved and highly dedicated. Cody was posthumously promoted from specialist to sergeant. He told his father just last week he'd been recommended for the promotion, the AP reported. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds honored Cody for his service, saying in a statement he heroically answered his nation's call to duty and gave the ultimate sacrifice. Cody's military awards include the Army Service Ribbon, National Defense Service Ribbon, and Overseas Service Ribbon. Captain Cody Cork? Cork, 35, was the life of the party, 3 of his family members said. He won awards for his dedication and service to the U.S. Army, and behind his sense of duty was a man known for his infectious spirit, generous heart, and deep care for those who served alongside him and for everyone blessed to know him, his parents and stepmother wrote in a statement Tuesday. Cork's life was largely defined by 3 things, according to his parents: devotion, character, and service. Cork, from Lakeland, Florida, enlisted in the National Guard in 2009 as a multiple launch rocket system fire direction specialist. He commissioned as a military police officer in the Army Reserve in 2014 and deployed to Saudi Arabia, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and Poland. Cork loved history and had a degree in political science, which showed his sharp mind and his sincere appreciation for the principles and sacrifices that have shaped our nation, his family said. His awards and decorations include the Meritorious Service Medal, Army Commendation Medal, and Joint Service Achievement Medal. Sergeant First Class Nicole Amore. The last time Joey Amore spoke with his wife, the couple talked about her working long shifts and how she tripped and fell the night before. Their last conversation was just 2 hours before she died, he told the AP. Nicole Amore, a 39-year-old mother to a high school senior and a fourth grader, was just days away from returning home, Joey Amore said. She was almost home, he told the news outlet. She was an avid gardener and enjoyed rollerblading and bicycling with her kids, the AP reported. Nicole Amore, of White Bear Lake, Minnesota, enlisted as an automated logistics specialist in the National Guard in 2005. She transferred to the Army Reserve a year later and deployed to Kuwait and Iraq in 2019. Also on that deployment was now retired U.S. Army Colonel Joseph Sujet, who told C.N.N. he was the Chief of Staff of Amore's Reserve Unit, the 103rd Sustainment Command at the time. He saw Amore almost daily at Camp Arifjan in Kuwait, he said. Amore was a specialist, a rank between private and sergeant, at an operations center during the deployment. When Sujet arrived for a morning update, Amore would more often than not be there with a smiling face, saying, "Good morning, sir," Sujet said. When Sujet heard that Amore was killed this week, he was heartbroken, he said, adding she was a very kind person. A week before the attack, Amore had been moved off base to a shipping container-style building, her husband told AP. They were dispersing because they were in fear that the base they were on was going to get attacked, and they felt it was safer in smaller groups in separate places, he said. Amore's decorations included the Army Commendation Medal, National Defense Service Medal, and Army Reserve Component Achievement Medal. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said the state was mourning the loss of Amore. She answered the call to serve and gave her life in service to our state and nation, Walz wrote on X. Minnesotans are wrapping our arms around her loved ones. Sergeant First Class Noah Tietjens. Regardless of what you may have needed, Tietjens was the kind of guy that was always around to help you. Army Staff Sergeant John Coleman, a fellow Nebraska soldier, told C.N.N. affiliate KETV. He made you feel important, Coleman said, and that's hard to find sometimes in the military. Coleman credits Tietjens' mentorship as the reason he was able to advance his military career. He took me under his wing and got me to where I needed to be. Tietjens, 42, of Bellevue, Nebraska, enlisted in the Army Reserve in 2006 as a wheeled vehicle mechanic. He had deployed to Kuwait twice before, in 2009 and 2019. His awards and decorations also include the Meritorious Service Medal, Army Commendation Medal, and Army Achievement Medal. Tietjens was on the same 2019 deployment as Amore, according to Sujet, the now retired Army colonel. Tietjens worked in a section away from main headquarters, so Tietjens and Sujet didn't interact often. But when they did, Tietjens was always professional and very technically competent, Sujet said. In Bellevue, Tietjens, his wife and son were prominent members of a martial arts studio, where he earned a black belt in Taekwondo and was an instructor, according to a tribute the studio posted on social media about him. He did not simply wear a black belt, he lived it, Martial Arts International said in the post, praising Tietjens as a devoted husband and father. A college fund has been established for Tietjens' son, the studio said. Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen called for prayers for Tietjens' family and praised the fallen soldiers' service to the country. Noah stepped up to serve and defend the American people from foreign enemies around the world, A sacrifice we must never forget, the governor wrote on X. U.S. Senator Pete Ricketts of Nebraska said his heart and prayers are with the Teachin's family as they mourn the loss of their heroic son. This story has been updated with additional details.
Thank you for watching this AGNDD Intelli Report, dear viewers. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.